Yes, Samsung Galaxy S26 series is here. So here's some tech specs and my first impressions. First, let's look at the performance across the entire lineup. All three models, S26, S26 Plus, and S26 Ultra, are powered by Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, built on 3nm process, octa-core, flagship silicon across the board, and no regional compromises were mentioned. Paired with 12GB of RAM on S26 and 26 Plus, this is clearly tuned for heavy multitasking and on-device AI workloads. Storage starts at 256GB, goes up to 520GB. Only S26 Ultra offers 1TB version. If you shoot 4K or potentially even 8K a lot, then this kind of matters. Display differences are also more defined this year. S26 is 6.3 inches dynamic AMOLED 2X, 2340 by 1080 Full HD Plus. S26 Plus is 6.7 inch dynamic AMOLED 2X with a resolution of 3120 by 1440 QHD Plus. And finally, S26 Ultra is 6.9 inch dynamic AMOLED 2X display with the same resolution of 3120 by 1440 QHD Plus. All premium panels, but the Plus and Ultra are clearly targeting higher pixel density. Yes, the Ultra version still carries the S Pen, and the small detail that I've noticed is that now there's a proper way to put it back in. So if you put it like this, you have to put it back the same way. If you put it this way, oh, it's the wrong side, man. Hold on. Oh, no, that's better. Honestly, I don't know what I think about it. Battery and charging also scale logically. The smaller phone, S26, has a battery of 4300 mAh with 25W wired charging and 15W wireless. S26 Plus, 4900 mAh battery with 45W wired and 20W wireless charging. And finally, S26 Ultra has 5000 mAh battery with 60W wired and 25W wireless charging. This year, all three models support wireless power share and wireless DeX. That means that you can have a desktop experience without any wires, and I think I still feel like this is so underrated. This feature is underrated for sure. Now let's talk about cameras. S26 and S26 Plus share a similar triple setup: 12 megapixel ultra wide, 50 megapixel wide with aperture 1.8, and 10 megapixel 3x telephoto lens. The Ultra goes much higher: 50 megapixel ultra wide at aperture f1.9, 200 megapixels main sensor at aperture f1.4, 50 megapixel 5x telephoto, and 10 megapixel 3x telephoto. That's a lot of pixels. Moving on. Now I get it. Technology. That 200 megapixel f1.4 main sensor combined with a wider aperture for nightography video is clearly built for low light dominance. More light hitting the sensor means cleaner shadows, better dynamic range, and sharper video in dim scenes. Those of you who film concerts and some sort of night street photography, you're gonna appreciate that. Front camera across the lineup is 12 megapixels with autofocus, which is important for vlog style content and sharp video calls. Biometrics remain ultrasonic in-display fingerprint plus 2D facial recognition. Now let's connect hardware and software. There are a couple of features that I find pretty useful, and finally I can say somebody introduced something that is, I can see myself using, and that is private display. Privacy screen is a pixel level control built into these dynamic AMOLED 2X panels. You can activate it globally or per app. You can even limit it to specific scenarios. For example, hide only notifications. Swipe down, toggle on, done. It finally feels like display tech is being used creatively, not just like another year, another brightness numbers or whatever. Next feature they call no nudge. No nudge benefits directly from that 12 gigabytes or 16 gigabytes of RAM and on-device AI processing. For example, if somebody asks for your availability, the phone instantly suggests you to check out your calendar. If somebody wants a picture, your gallery is right next to your finger with no app switching, looking back and forth, that kind of thing. This is how you reduce friction with the help of onboard AI. Circle to Search 3.0 leverages Galaxy AI to recognize multiple objects at once. For example, circle the entire outfit on the picture and it will itemize everything, and you would be able to shop for a purse or a dress. That's what I do always. Circle things. And no, it doesn't matter. Notification intelligence prioritizes real human conversations over marketing noise. AI ranking your lock screen feed might sound small, but cognitively it reduces overload. Less scrolling, less filtering. And another one is seamless AI access. And this is what I think is very user-friendly. It is smart because Apple doesn't do that. Gemini, Bixby, Perplexity, 3 assistants, 1 ecosystem. Voice or text, you choose. It is a modular AI layer instead of a single locked lane. That's actually a very strategic move. Of course, you should expect a full review on this channel, so I appreciate your subscription and likes. From a first impression, I would say that those phones are very solid looking, solid feel. The craftsmanship is outstanding as always in flagship phones from Samsung. The display, the cameras, the onboard software AI features is just a little bit weird that you need to remember how you put your S Pen back the right way. Now let's quickly talk about Galaxy Buds 4 series because they were announced as well. 2 models, Buds 4 and Buds 4 Pro. The standard Buds 4 features a one-way 11mm dynamic driver with 24-bit 96 kHz hi-fi audio. The Pro model steps up with an enhanced two-way system, dynamic driver plus a 5.4 planar driver. That's a more advanced acoustic architecture aimed at better separation and clarity. Adaptive ANC is present on both, but the Pro model includes enhanced adaptive ANC with 5 levels of control. Buds 4 should hold up to 6 hours with ANC off and 5 hours with ANC on. Total up to 30 hours with the case. And Buds 4 Pro will hold 7 hours with ANC off, 6 hours with ANC on, and total 30 hours with the case. They both water resistant, work on Bluetooth 6.1 along with Aura Cast, and both models include 3 high SNR microphones. Design-wise, the new Blade form factor adds swipe and pinch gestures. And now you can nod or shake to answer or decline calls. I'm not sure how many people will use that, but now you can do that. Overall, the Galaxy S26 series is not just spec heavy. It's structurally refined, strong 3nm performance, large batteries, serious camera hardware, and AI layered across everything from notifications to search to privacy. My favorite one is a privacy display feature. I think this is finally we have innovation. Let's just all write down in the comments innovation. And perhaps you have some requests for my upcoming review. Thanks a lot for watching. Hit like and subscribe to my channel.